everyone, so today's video is going to be a kind of hypothetical, like if I lost all my makeup, what are the products that I would repurchase first? And also kind of like if I had a minimal makeup collection. So I tried to pick kind of one product from each category. Some of them have a couple of options, but I also have some categories with no product. So let's just go ahead and get started and I'll explain in more detail. So I didn't pick any primers because I feel like primers aren't really necessary for me, just because I have more dry skin, so I can just use my skincare and my moisturizer as a primer. So the first product I chose to include is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer, and this is the only foundation I chose because most of the time I really only go for light coverage, and that's really all I find I need because I don't like my makeup to look too cakey. Like 99% of the time I like more natural makeup, and this is more hydrating and more dewy, which is what I like in my foundations. And then for concealer, I chose the Juvia's Place concealer. I think this is called the I Am Magic concealer. If you're wondering, I'm in the shade 21. But I really love this concealer. It's super full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey and gross under my eyes. So this is my favorite concealer in my collection as of now. So that's why I chose this. And also I could use this if I wanted a more full coverage look. I could use this almost as a foundation. So this kind of works as a 2-in-1. And then I do like to set my makeup. So for powder, I chose the Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. And this is currently in my project pan, and I really love this product. It keeps my skin really matte, so I usually only apply this like in the T-zone where I tend to get a little bit oily, but this is one of my favorite powders. Then for my cheek products, for bronzer, I chose the Wet n Wild Coloricon bronzer in the shade Ticket to Brazil, and this is probably one of my favorite bronzers. It's really natural looking and it has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it's not completely matte, so it does look really pretty and natural on the skin. And then I did choose another bronzer, but now that I'm thinking about it, I could just have this and be fine. But the other one I chose is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade 01. So I thought that I would include this kind of more as a contouring shade, and it's also matte, so if I wanted a matte bronzer. But as you can see, the Wet n Wild one is a lot warmer and the Milani one is way more cool toned. So I could just only stick with the Wet n Wild one and I'd be fine not having the Milani one. Then for highlight, I chose a highlighting palette. This was kind of difficult to choose because I didn't know if I wanted to pick like single highlighters, but then I felt like I couldn't pick very many options. So I went with the Colourpop In-Nude-Endo pressed highlighter palette. And this gives me the options, obviously, of 6 shades, and there's really everything in here I would need to highlight with. So, and I really love the Colourpop highlighting formula. They're really intense, and it's a super pretty buttery formula. Then for blush, this was probably like one of the hardest categories to pick, but I did choose 4 blushes. So the first ones are from Essence. These are the Satin Touch blushes, and I did choose both of these because I couldn't pick one, but I have these shades Satin Coral and then Satin Love. And Satin Coral is just a bit more peachier and brighter, and this is more of a neutral tone blush. So I do really love these, and they're not like shimmery and they're not too glowy, but they're also not really matte, so that's why I really like these. And then I also chose the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in the shade Mojave Mauve. And I really love a good pink blush, so that's why I chose this. This is more pink toned than those Essence blushes. And I also like this because it has a matte side and then also a more shimmery side. So whatever look I'm going for, if I want matte or a more glowy look, I can get both of those out of this. And then I also chose one cream blush. This is just like an easy everyday go-to blush. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm in the shade Cinnamon, and I really do love this formula and also the shade. Now for eyeshadow, this was surprisingly easy because I do have like over 50 eyeshadow palettes. So I chose my one eyeshadow palette to be the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. And this is just a really pretty, more neutral palette, but it does have some pops of color in here. So that's why I really love this. And I also love the formula of this. The matte shadows are super buttery and pigmented, but they're really easy to blend. And the metallic shades are also super metallic and they look incredible on the eyes. So this is probably my favorite palette in my collection. And I feel like really this is all I would need. It has like a pop of pinky purple and then like orange. So I feel like I could do some more colorful looks with this, but I could also get a really neutral look out of this. And then I had to include one single shadow. This is the Colourpop Super Shock shadow in the shade Lovely. And this is just a really pretty everyday, it looks kind of boring, but on the eyes it looks incredible. It's just like almost like a lid topper, but it's really glittery and pretty. So I will put this on my eyes as like an everyday, like one and done look. Now for lip products, this was the hardest category to choose because I wanted to pick so many options. This is the only lip product that was easy to choose. For lip liner, I chose the Colourpop Lippie pencil in the shade Oh Snap, and this is a perfect like My Lips But Better color, and I really love this liner, so this is the only liner I chose. Also, going back to eyes, I didn't pick any eyeliners because on a day-to-day basis and the majority of the time I don't wear eyeliner. I just feel like it's kind of an extra step, so it's not really necessary for me. And something you'll notice is I also didn't pick any mascara because I really just throw on whatever mascara I have. I only open one mascara at a time, so I don't really have like a bunch to choose from. But one of my favorite mascaras is the Wet n Wild Mega Length mascara, and that's really the only one I could think of that really stood out to me, and I don't have that right now. So if I were to choose one, it would be that one. And then I also didn't choose any brow products, and same with brows, I just kind of use whatever I have. I'm not too picky with my brow products, but if I had to pick one, I would choose the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and then also a brow gel, probably the Colourpop brow gel, but I don't have that right now. Now back to lips, I chose 2 liquid lipsticks. And I don't wear liquid lipsticks very often, but the formulas I chose are very comfortable. And the first one is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Lip. This is in the shade All Natural Nude. And this is really just a perfect nude color for me. And I really love this shade and formula. And then the other liquid lipstick I chose is one of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. This is in the shade Zurich. And it's, again, just a really pretty nude color. But this one is more... Hold on. I'm just going to swatch them for you guys because I feel like you'll be able to see. So that right there is the Physicians Formula. And then this one is the NYX. So the NYX one is a little bit more peachy and brighter. I guess I'll also swatch the liner. So the liner is just a really pretty nude color. And then I chose a couple of lipsticks. The first one is from Essence. This is their Ultra Last Instant color in the shade 06. So this is a more purpley cool tone shade, and when I swatch these you can see that they're all kind of very different shades and have different purposes. Next I have a couple of the Colourpop lipsticks. This one is in the shade Spring Roll, and this is their cream formula, but this one is a little bit of a brighter-ish peachy nude. But it's different to this one. I guess this one is more pink. That's the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. Then I also have the shade Mesmerize, which is a velvet blur, and I do really love the velvet blur formula, but this is more of kind of a red tone. And you'll see that these are all kind of nudes because obviously that's what I wear on a day-to-day basis. They're all just different tones. Next, I chose a gloss from e.l.f. I'm not sure exactly what the name of this product is because it doesn't have a name on the bottle, but it's in the shade Sheer Watermelon. And this is like if I want a brighter lip kind of gloss because it gives your lips like that a really nice tint, but it's almost like a like you just ate a popsicle kind of look. So this is more of a brighter lip, and this is probably the only way I would wear a brighter lip because most of the time I'm just wearing nudes, and this is still kind of nude, but it's like a little bit out of my comfort zone. And then I also chose a gloss from Colourpop. This is the So Juicy Plumping Gloss in the shade She's Here. So this is more of just a nude gloss to throw on over top if I want a glossy lip. And then the last gloss I chose is from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Hot Chocolate, and this is a mini size, but they do have this in their permanent line. So this I chose if I want to make a lip a bit darker, then I can just throw this gloss over top, but this isn't too over the top. In the bottle it looks kind of scary, but when you put it on your lips it's really beautiful, and it just deepens your lip color a little bit. So those are all the lip colors I chose. As you can see, they're all pretty different, but they're all mostly nudes. So that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I would love to see your guys' minimal collections if you already have a minimal collection, or if you want to do this video, that would be really fun. And if you did already do this video, leave a link down in the comments because I would love to watch it. So hopefully this inspired you in some way, but I do post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.